Hello, everyone. My name is Niko, head of the customer success team here at Proformex. I have with me today Ryan Thompson from Policy Market, who's been a partner of ours for a little while now. Ryan, we've been working together and have had a lot of good success with the relationship so far. So welcome, Ryan. Glad you were able to join us today.
How's it going, Niko? Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. Excited to kind of jump in to learn a little bit more about you, Policy Market, and how you help better service, our mutual customers, really customers that you kind of brought it to the table for Proformex and kind of helping to service their book. So let's kind of jump right in. Let's go with Ryan, if you wouldn't mind, just giving a quick overview of Policy Market and kind of your role and where you fit in the market.
Yeah, no problem. So Policy Market, we're a software platform that focuses in the life settlement space. I'm not sure if everyone knows what life settlements are, or what that space is about, but it allows for policy owners, if they no longer need their policy, can't afford it anymore, or are looking for an exit strategy, allows them to sell their policy to a third party, to an investor. And so, the idea is there's a cash surrender value for a policy for what the insurance company will give that owner today. And then there's the death benefit of the policy, and a life settlement would be somewhere in between, higher than the cash surrender value, but not as high as the death benefit. And the benefit of that is they get out from underneath the policy. They no longer have to pay for premiums, and they get a payment today. And the benefits to the GA or to the agent or the BJ is that they're able to provide options for their clients and potential solutions for what life throws at them. And so what PolicyMark does is we're a software company that has built a platform that can find opportunities for agencies, general agencies. We work with a lot of BGAs and GAs, and we take their data, their book of business, and it's much better when that book of business has in-force data, and that's where Proformex comes in. So we leverage their platform to really give us a better look and insight into what's happening today, not what happened when these policies were sold. And so the Policy Market platform will take that data, mine that data, surface opportunities for the agents, and then if that opportunity makes sense, we'll go out and find the highest possible offers for that policy across the entire market. And so we bring the highest value to the client, right? Making it super easy.
Yeah. No, that's
these are right. And these are opportunities that the agency would have never seen before, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're not focused on it, right? They're trying to sell new business, generate new revenue, not looking at this necessarily as that avenue to get new revenue. So no, I definitely love what you guys have been able to bring to the table, and especially when the core kind of thing that we're doing, right, is allowing our agents and our GAs to better service their clients. Policy Market fits right in there and trying to accomplish the same thing and offering an avenue for them to offer better service. So great. Thanks for the recap. That I think definitely going into a little bit more on the, what life settlements are definitely helps to add context to the role that, Policy Market plays and how Proformex helps. You spoke to, a good relationship that we've built and how Proformex helps get that in-force data to better service or better find those opportunities. What were some of the previous things that you were doing previous to Proformex? What were some of the things that, how did you go about getting that in-force data?
So it almost didn't really exist, right? And that's kind of why we built Policy Market, is because we're pros in this industry. We've been in this industry for a long time, and we've been in this industry for a long time, and we realize there's so much opportunity out there, but most often opportunities were coming to us in a reactionary way, right? Where the client, the policy owner, would get a notice and they say, my policy's about to lapse, or I don't need this policy anymore. My premium's going to go way up, and what should I do? That's reactionary for the agent or agency, and so they're not providing service. And also, there'd be opportunities that would present themselves, but not nearly the opportunities that should be there or the options that should be available to their clients. And so that's why we decided that we wanted to build a tool for agencies to actually really be able to dig into their book of business and find these opportunities. And so when we started digging around, we came across Proformex and thought that would be a really good partnership with us, because they made it super easy for us to get the data and something that we can offer to our clients.
Yeah, good fit, right?
Perfect
Layer
fit.
in on top of the data that you provide already for either as sold or that stale data, right? Based off of as it was currently the last time you accumulated it, and layering in that in-force data. Awesome.
And we find that, between us and Proformex, the data that most agency has, Niko, is super stale. We've seen cases where they don't even have face values, or they're wrong or incorrect. So even as sold data isn't accurate, right? And so we're able to kind of recreate this book of business that they have. And the important thing is that we changed the paradigm from being reactionary to being proactive and being able to offer better service, but also find these opportunities and at the end of the day make more money for the agency off of their book of business and provide a better service. So it's a win-win across the board for everybody.
For sure.
There's countless examples that I can give, where anything from using the data that we got from Proformex. One of the things that we do is very quickly assess where the low-hanging fruit are and the policies that are in trouble. Maybe we'll identify where premiums maybe were 20 or 30,000 and increasing to 120,000, right? And most likely the client has to make a decision there of if they're going to keep the policy in force. Are they willing to absorb that giant jump in premium? And if they're not, well, here's an option for them, which is get out from underneath the policy and get some value for it. And that's our first step, is finding the policies that are in trouble or are likely to be in trouble for the agency's clients, and then providing this solution. And then we work from there, right?
Makes sense. I'm assuming you mentioned, previously too, you guys would, the client would get a lapse notice or a notice of a potential lapse. I'm assuming by that point, it might be a little too late to do anything with it, right?
Really good point. And a settlement does take time, so it's much better to get out in front of it. And when there's already a lapse pending or a lapse notice, that says that we're already out of time, and it just makes that that much more difficult for the process to take place. Now we do this faster than the platform allows settlement transactions to happen faster and easier, but you don't want to wait until the last minute to provide options for your clients. And look, one of the things that one of our clients, they and we see this a lot, is they have books of businesses that they may have inherited or purchased that they don't have relationships with the agents or the policy owners. They may not even ever know them. And so, we also help them to send out notices, a personalized notice for to make their client aware of what's going on and generate business that way. We've done a number of cases recently off of Proformex data where we've seeing that a policy is about to lapse, work with the agent or general agent, produce a notice for them to send out to them to contact the agency, and they were able to provide value to their client, and they never would have put money in their client's pocket or their own pocket without being on the Proformex and Policy Market platform.
Yeah,
it's again a win for everybody. Yep.
Great. Cool. So I guess going into the relationship with Proformex, I guess perception of value that you're going to receive compared to after we've been working together for several months now. Like anything to kind of touch on as far as going into it, thoughts on what you were actually going to be able to get compared to now that we've actually been able to get some data flowing and policies getting updated to give you more of a real look at the policy performance, like kind of anything to kind of touch on or go from on that point?
I think that, from the start, I would say that, one of the best values that's been added is just the customer service from Proformex side, right? And so Proformex has made it very easy for us to onboard our clients or our partners onto the platform. Really, it's super simple. Sign a few documents, go over kind of what the timeline is going to look like, and then Niko's team really steps in and handles it from there, gets the data up, and gets all of the feeds going and configures the system, makes it really easy, and then we take it from there. So I was very impressed from our first client together with how the customer service and that team has worked with us, and I'm not just saying that, right? And really anything that any kind of, because there's always differences and variations in the data, and it's not necessarily an easy thing. And so I thought that we were able to work nicely together, and you guys have always been available for us. And so that's
good to hear. It takes that a lot of learnings, right, from previous experiences to get there. And even, we uncovered some things throughout onboarding a few of your customers, right, that we're mutually working with, that helped kind of for the next one, right? So right. Taking those learnings and utilizing them as we continue to grow to better service our customers is kind of what the game plan is, and it seems to be working out pretty well. So that's great to hear, and appreciate the feedback there. Ryan, I know, recently, as far as like success measurement and stuff like that, I know you've had some recent success with a few of your clients. Can you touch on, the recent example a little bit and kind of expand on, how Proformex helped kind of find an opportunity and led to some, a good kind of case for you?
Niko, it's really simple. We bring a client up on the Proformex platform, get the data. Within the first 30 days, we'll start to see information and data start to flow into our system. And then we'll identify those at first low-hanging fruit. We're able to also pinpoint and focus on where we think, identify that low-hanging fruit. So within that first 30 days, we're collecting the data and surfacing opportunities. And then within that next 60 days, we're working with the agencies on these opportunities, and then they're in closing. So it's really simple. In the first 30 days, get the data and start finding opportunities, and then 60 days after that, the agencies are already going to be in closing with opportunities. And that's just found money and found opportunity for and options for their clients as well. So I love that it's that simple. Right. And there's been a lot of hard work to get there, but from an agency perspective, that's what they can expect when they work on our platforms together. And so I think that's a huge value add for the agencies. And once they provide a data export to us, which we work, with your team or with them to get, there's not much work or any work that they have to do until the opportunities start to surface for them. And so it's really a hands-off for the agencies. We do the work, and show you how to make money. And that's really what I think, I think what it's all about.
Pretty simple follow-up from there as far as, how do you measure the value or measure the success? And it's based off closed cases, right? Like
Closed cases.
Yeah.
I can talk about a couple of recent cases. We had, and I touched on it a little bit earlier, but we had a case that it was a $3 million policy. The premium was going to go from, I think, in the mid-20s to maybe $25,000 an annual premium, and it was going to jump to $90,000, right? And so, yeah, it was going to jump to $90,000. So we identified that early, right? And that jump was going to happen within the next 6 months, right? And so that's a decision. That's a decision that the policy owner needs to make. Do I think that I want to continue paying this premium, or what are my options, right? And all of this happened without the policy owner even knowing it was happening, right? They didn't realize that their premium was going to jump. The agent didn't realize that their premium was going to jump because they're not looking through that data. And so what we did is we were able to surface the situation, what was going to happen, present it to the agent. The agent calls up the policy owner, and this is kind of funny. The policy owner hangs up on him at first and says, what are you talking about? And then the next day they call him back and said, okay, yeah, I think that selling the policy would be a good option. And then we got him a great offer, and they accepted the offer, and it was a win for the policy owner, and also a big win for the agent. And so I think everyone was happy across the board there.
That's awesome. That's a great use case, a great success story. So appreciate you sharing that. And it's good that you're having that kind of success with the continued partnership. So just kind of hammers home the point of how important it is to stay ahead of these policies. And the earlier you notice those things by collecting that data, the better, right? Because at the end of the day, trying to service the clients and offer the best solutions possible. And it seems that with the tools that you've been able to compile together, you're doing a great job as far as being able to offer that kind of service.
And, most of the time agencies aren't equipped to do this, right? It's very reactive, not proactive, and they don't have the teams that are focused or really know how or understand how to do it. Plus, the other side of it is that it's a complicated process to go through. We make it really simple, but understanding what the value of that policy is worth in the market before going into the process, that's one of the things that we really understand, is that's how we're going to get the best value, right? And so it's not like you're going to one buyer or going direct, which is the worst thing that you could do. You need to go to the entire marketplace, create competition, understand what the policy is worth, and that's how you're going to close deals.
Cool. Appreciate you sharing. So a couple just final kind of questions here, Ryan. Long term, what's something that you kind of are looking forward to with Proformex, or what's something that you want to see kind of Proformex either add to the platform or offer in the solution as like a long-term kind of wish list item?
I think one of the things that we've been excited about is seeing the list of carriers that are supported on Proformex's platform expand, and so that's more feeds, direct feeds, things that we've been seeing since we've become partners, which has been good. The direct feeds, I think, will continue to add more value, and then getting more carriers on board. It seems like you guys have a pretty good handle on, the value added to the carriers, and are able to handle that side of the business for us. And so I think that's what, we're looking for. And also an API.
Yes, absolutely. No, we definitely want that too. So definitely on the roadmap. So absolutely. So spot on both, right? We continue to learn more and more from carriers and working hard to expand that, all driven from our customers requesting it, right? Our customers are are their customers, and together we'll continue to drive more carriers to kind of jump on board with getting those direct connections. Last one, kind of fun one, just what advice do you have for some of the folks out there, right, with either leveraging the tool or why they need to utilize an in-force management tool?
What I've found working with many agencies and BGAs is they just don't know what kind of business opportunities that they have, right?
Yeah.
And they likely will never know that without using in-force management. And then also, when we're talking about life settlements, which is a value that's inside their book, they don't know the value that they have, and they likely won't be able to see that without partnering with someone like Proformex and someone like Policy Market, or specifically Policy Market. And it just let us mine your data and show you your opportunities, and continue to let us focus on that, and you focus on managing your business, selling what you're good at. And that is what I think, what I've learned is that agencies just don't know what they have, and it could be a really big profit center for them. And when you close a life settlement case, oftentimes you make more commission than when you sold the policy, and you continue to get paid for that policy, right? And so when a buyer buys that policy, the agency still continues to get the residual revenue off that policy. But if the policy lapses, then they're no longer getting that revenue. So it's a win across the board, right? And then you're providing a better service to your client, which always will win. And when you're able to offer solutions to your clients, call them up with an idea, and even if the settlement's not a right fit for them, calling them up and having a reason to talk with them and presenting an idea for them shows them that you're thinking about them, and that you're providing service, and you never know what kind of opportunities will come from that.
For sure. Just having the conversation. Things change, their lifestyle, their married, kids, something changed in their in their life, and they might have a new need at some point. So having that connect or that touch point, it's a good reason to kind of have it.
I think that's well said. It may not be today, but it may be next year, and we see that all the time. Is that okay? Maybe the policy is going to last for another year, and they say, okay, well, let's follow up in a year, and then before you know it, you have that opportunity. But you've already had that conversation and prepared the clients. Now, there's another product that a lot of times agents think about life settlements and people that are sick or have had a change in health. There's also different opportunities and products that we're able to offer where, with guaranteed universal life products, the client doesn't necessarily have to have a change in health, and they can be healthy. Mm-hmm. And that works for clients 70 and over. They don't need to go out and get medicals. And so and in those types of policies, there's likely little to no cash value. So it's either they keep the policy in force or they let it lapse. But this is an opportunity that they can get value out of that policy, and it's relatively painless. And we've had a lot of interest and a lot of deals that have started off of those guaranteed universal life policies.
Oh, nice.
Also, whole life policies with loans as well.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I appreciate the feedback. I think that's all awesome and very knowledgeable information that we can that a lot of folks can benefit off of. So, Ryan, I appreciate you taking the time today, and definitely looking forward to our continued partnership and what additional successes we can kind of come up with.
It's great. Yeah, we're very happy with our partnership and are really looking to continue to grow on and build off of the successes that we've had. And it's really just getting started. So that's great.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yep.